AI integration. I think AI is very, very important. Like right now, we are running our special event orders through ChatGPT or Copilot, and we are just making it more professional. We're looking not only for errors, but we're using silo spanning and red teaming. So we're really looking, silo spanning, do the client's vision and do our vision align? Red teaming, what are the top 5 things that are going to go wrong that I don't know about? So this is integration that we're starting to do, and it's really starting to benefit us.
Welcome to the VELSTRAT podcast, where we talk about strategies for success powered by Velocity Strategics. Today, we're joined by the Executive Director of Sales for Resorts World Casino. Gentlemen, I've had the pleasure of working with for the last 3 years. He, along with his Rockstar team, have been instrumental in the success of Resorts World Casino and has kept Zouk Group in the very exclusive club of profitable nightlife entities in Las Vegas. So without further ado, the man of the hour, Dustin.fangman, thank you for joining us.
Good morning. I don't want to take all the credit for booking all the good stuff at Resorts World. I have the unique pleasure of running the kind of unique venues at Resorts World. So we are able to run Zouk, IU, Fuhu, Redtail, and Here Kitty Kitty. We have a combination of about 100,000 square feet in Resorts World. And we're very blessed as we have a unique design at the property, whereas the district runs north and south, kind of perpendicular to Las Vegas Boulevard, whereas the casino runs perpendicular at a 90-degree angle. The cool thing about that is we can separate the demographics as well as the crowds. So the smoking, the ding, ding, dings of the casino games, completely separate from our food and beverage district. So with Zouk and IU and Fuhu, we have a 100,000 square foot venue, and we're very blessed to be able to host, many, many private events at the venue. The venue is pretty much all one story. In Las Vegas, typically you get these big, big venues, but they're spread out across 2 to 3, 4 levels. So to have a 100,000 square foot venue, essentially 90% on one level is very unique. And it seems to be what the tech and health companies are driving for their growth and for private events, just socialization across all of their executives and, maybe customers, line level staff. Just a really great way to interact with your guests.
Excellent. You also mentioned before when we were speaking about how the whole venue is kind of state of the art. Everything you can kind of produce in one shot. There's no segregation of technology from Zouk to IU to everything in the district pretty much.
Definitely, yeah. Zouk is world class. It's about 3 years old, and with the 100,000 square feet, we have millions of dollars of AV components built in. The cool thing about the venue is it's very turnkey. I think with today's private event client, they're looking for something that is very turnkey, but that's very technologically advanced. The era of clean graphics on the floor and gobo lights projected on the ceiling and pop-up banners, that's over. Who needs to ship and carry that kind of stuff when you can just send your files and logos to our team? We can get it uploaded onto our screens. And so we have incredible graphics servers, and we've got this, $1 million chandelier we call the mothership. And it's on a garage track, and it slides back and forth between the audience. We have 30 LED, what we call ceiling pods in the ceiling. And these pods can not only be individually branded, but we can create almost like a night sky canopy above the guests. Something really cool to kind of give you a picture. Last year, we hosted the Kansas City Chiefs official after party when they won the Super Bowl, and our AV team surprised the players with the winning, Super Bowl touchdown on the screens as the team was entering, the venue. So really, really cool. With those 30 screens, you can use them as one canvas, so one image. So like just think of a football flying all across, the screens, 30 screens. But then, maybe all of a sudden, maybe you have a big ESPN sponsor, an NFL sponsor coming in. They're like, hey, we need our logos up there. So then we can individually put, your logos up on each screen. So you can almost have 30 different inputs to be able to showcase different graphics, sponsors, partners. It's really, really, really cool. And when people come in, it's oohs and it's ahs and it's wide mouth open. It makes my job easy, I'll be honest, when we're able to sell the venue.
Yeah, you can tell nowadays when something crazy is happening, being part of some of the buyouts that you've set up out there. When the show comes on, all the phones come out. Everyone's just like, I have to record this to show everyone what it is that they're doing here at Zouk for my company or whatnot.
It's pretty cool. And what else is really cool about this is, we have these corporations, these companies, these industries, conferences coming into town, and typically they'll fly in on a Sunday or a Monday, and this conference will be, Monday through Thursday, and they'll fly out Friday. to go get back with their families. These groups, they really enjoy fine dining experiences, journeys, like private event experiences. So we're able to curate that. But the cool thing is we can be done by 10 or 11 p.m. So one of my favorite, nights to plan an event is on Thursday night. And we call it kind of a closing night blowout party. Let's just say, Jonathan, you're inviting 3,000 of your closest friends and you want to host a party on a Thursday. Well, let's bring you guys in from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. You're coming in before the nightclub starts. So you get your fill, right? You get your nightclub fill. For me, 10 o'clock, I'm going to head upstairs. I may get a nightcap, get ready for my flight the next day. But you can, if you want to, stay all throughout the night on Thursday night. T-Pain's one of our biggest resident artists right now. So why not keep the private event going? Hang out with T-Pain. They don't come on till 1:30 in the morning. Usually that's pretty late for us. But if you wanted to keep the party going, you could. And what we're doing here is we're selling this nightclub, this quintessential nightlife experience that everyone in Vegas wants to offer. But we're packaging it up into a 3-hour private event, like in the early evening. 7 to 10 p.m. I can still have a couple of glasses of Cabernet and get up at 6 a.m. for my morning breakfast meeting or my flight. So it's really cool what we're doing here at Resorts World in Zouk.
Yeah, and also I think you mentioned that having Ayu is connected directly with Zouk. So it's not like so other venues don't necessarily have that indoor outdoor with the kind of state of the art tech that you just mentioned earlier.
Yeah, you're exactly right. To be able to have the interconnectivity of audiovisual, especially LED screens. So we have the ability to open up IU Beach Club. So this is part of the 100,000 square foot, Zouk complex. And outside at IU, the fire code capacity out there is about 1,800. Combined with Zouk at 2,100 or 2,200, we're right around 4,000 fire code. So we take 25% out for corporate groups, so we can hold 3,000 at Zouk and IU. And when we open up these massive 16-foot tall concrete and steel garage doors, we now integrate this stunning Singaporean Asian-inspired beach club with this modern, technologically advanced nightclub, one of the best top clubs in the world. It's really cool to integrate the two. Me, I'm an outdoors guy. I'm outside. Maybe there's a band out there, maybe like an old 80s rock band. I'm just hanging outside. I've got my, vodka soda or my old fashioned hanging on the highboy. And there's some really beautiful LED screens out at IU. We have the world's largest LED screen on the side of a building. That is what we call our West Tower LED screen. I live 9 miles off the strip, and I can see that screen from my roof. It is commanding. Really, really cool. So we offer our partners and our clients the opportunity to, brand and showcase their brand on this tower screen. And it really provides this ambient lighting and energy into IU. So it provides this different sort of event. IU is also really cool because it has almost 11 or 12 foot tall walls around it. So that means we can combat the wind in Las Vegas, which everyone hates.
Yeah.
It's a really beautiful venue. We've got a pyrotechnics permit. We can do fireworks. I'm really excited. We're getting ready to do our New Year's Eve fireworks show, which is really cool. We're doing 2 locations, and we also have a FAA permit to do drone shows. So if you remember F1, Super Bowl,
right.
We're one of the only properties that can do these cool drone shows. So we have the ability to showcase, Jonathan's brand up in the sky. If you remember like F1, it was just like tires spinning and woo, and through the sky. Just what we're doing here is we're recreating private events. We're creating this experiential journey, and we're adding a lot of entertainment and decor, and that is where we're winning. And we're becoming a one-stop shop. Whether you want an A-list artist or maybe you want a synchronized swimmer or maybe a mermaid for IU pool, what we're doing is we're creating experiences, and this is what's keeping the guest coming back to Zouk and IU and Resorts World, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree, because I see that there's more and more buyouts every year after being there for the last 3.5 years. I mean, only the operational execution is only really matched by what you guys have been able to do on the administrative side, because people just keep coming back. There's more guests, and it's the same recurring guests from before. They're always happy with that we have been able to execute on property. But if I could switch gears, I want people to know that what we have available at Resorts World and Zouk Nightclub and the entire district. But part of this podcast is to bring on people like yourself, hospitality leaders, and the idea is to kind of get a little bit of your story. So if you could tell us a little bit how you really got started in the events sector.
Got it. Yeah, I'm almost 40. Oh man, but I started this industry, gosh, a long, long time ago. When I was 15 or 16, I got my first catering gig working for this gal named Terry in Washington State, Black Tie Catering. It was fancy. We would do like airplane hangar events. There would be old vintage Rolls Royces. I always remember that experiential journey that people would kind of attend and be a guest at, and curating it behind the scenes was always really cool. So fast forward college, studied hospitality at Washington State University. Was really, really, really interested in that. Did my wine tasting class. I'm like, how a college student can go to a wine tasting class? I had a briefcase and it was plastic and it had wine glasses in it. It was cool. But the cool thing back then was to study abroad in Switzerland. So one of the top hospitality institutes of the world, the University Center Cesar Ritz. It's headquartered, I believe, in Geneva or Brieg, Switzerland, just above the Italian border. But it's this beautiful school, and I went there and studied international hospitality, menu development, menu planning, customer service. And that's really where I learned the white glove customer
Mm,
service model. I think what's missing these days is the ability to use your passion and push that into your business life and make your guests and your clients feel like you actually care. Because I do actually care. But I think we've all been in a customer service scenario in Las Vegas and around the world where it's just like, do you really want my business? And that's what I focus on every day, is the art of customer service, and how do I make, this guest feel like we are the only person that's going to handhold your hand this entire process. And I do, I say that I book it
I've seen it.
and the sales team books it and the events team cooks it. Well, I'm hand holding the entire time. I'm at the event, but it's not an I. It's so we have this incredible team, Jonathan. Truly, we have our events team is world class.
They really are.
We've handled a 5,000 person event in June, and we flipped it for an hour and brought back another 3,000 people in one night, and we shut down the nightclub. And we're preparing for a group of 5,000 people with a world-class, A-list entertainer in October. And then we're turning it around and redoing it all again with another A-list entertainer and another private event group in October at the end. So it takes a lot of pre-planning. It takes a lot of skills. It takes an incredibly dedicated team. That's what I can hang my hat on every night when I go to bed, is I can say my team is the best in the industry. And if I'm not here, I can trust that they'll get the job done. I actually feel that way. It's tough to get a solid team, and I think that we've got this great team, and that you're included in one of them, man. You're one of the best
I appreciate that.
service industry members I've seen in the city. So hats off.
I appreciate that very much. Now that you mentioned that you were out in, was it Sweden? For
Switzerland,
school?
I'm sorry.
Switzerland. Thank you. In Switzerland, it kind of comes together now because there's a different kind of service that I see. I've worked my entire career in hospitality, and I've seen good service, and then I've seen different kind of service where it's not just passion; it's more like this white glove touch that is not so prevalent out here in the States. That is more of kind of that European, like old school fine touch, that Midas touch that I've not seen up until recently. Like I know what good service looks like. I've done it, I've given it, but there's that white glove service that I definitely noticed that it's a cultural thing that permeates your staff, your team that you just mentioned now.
It cascades down for sure. And that goes into how you treat your staff, how you greet your staff. You walk into the building and you make sure, hello, how are you? Thank you for being here. What's going on tonight? Do you have any questions? We have this awesome events team that hosts pre-shifts, and everyone gets to know everything that's happening at the event. Who likes to walk into an event as a staff member and be like, "Huh, what's going on?"
Yeah.
That's just unacceptable. We want you to know who the company is that's coming in, what they're celebrating, who the main end, event planner is. And we want you to know the DJ. We want you to know the beverage program you're serving, the food program, the entertainment that's coming on. And so what we're doing here is we're creating an event vision, and that event vision is being executed through the ranks all the way from sales all the way down to Tomar, our cleaning team. And truly, when we see Tomar and they have a mop and they have a broom, hey, how are you? Thank you for being here. The place looks
Yep.
great.
True.
It's all about gratitude. And, if you set expectations, but if you show gratitude along the way, that is how you get to the end. We're not even close to the end. We have a lot of growth and a lot of events to plan. We have a lot of, team members to bring onto the team. But I got to say, it's life is good. Event planning is good. And, it's what you make it. It's a stressful job, but it's only stressful if you make it. The cool, calm, and collected mentality took me about 10 years to kind of put into my head and really perfect. But once you get there, that's what the client is looking for. They're looking for white glove service, but then they're looking for when an issue comes to you, you don't say, "Oh no." You say, "Okay, here's solution 1, 2, and 3. Which one do you want?" We
That's one
don't
of the last levels of graduation, right? In the industry, when kind of, it hits the fan, is to remain in control of, yourself, your emotions. Because if you lose control, it's done. And you lose credibility and they lose faith in you. And there goes the contract for the next year. Like I said earlier, we've been able to maintain contracts since like almost day one, but the last 3 years have been obvious how many guests we retain, the loyalty, really.
I agree. It's a family, Jonathan, honestly. If you treat your team members like family, they're going to produce for you and they're going to trust you and protect you. And that's what it's about. We recently are doing an overhaul to our private events webpage, and we've really reached out to some of our top event clients, repeat clients, and we've never done this before, but we're just getting this overwhelming positive support and feedback. So be on the lookout for this new rollout of our website. We've got some great testimonials. We've done some walkthroughs of the venue. So we're really excited to kind of just bring ourselves up to the next level. Resorts World Las Vegas is one of the most premier destinations in Las Vegas. North Strip is about to explode. I think that we are onto something here. We're a little bit different than the rest of the Strip, a little bit newer, a little bit different customer service, more unique venues. And we're hands-on and we're passionate. And that's what I think sets ourselves apart from the competition.
And I agree, because I think we've been on something at this point. It's kind of like 3 years. I think the venue, as far as the district and all the Zouk nightclub, Zouk, IU, the whole district has still in its adolescent phase. I mean, it's only been 4 years since COVID hit, and then we opened right after. So in 4 years, is a lot of success. But even with the success, I think it's obvious, even though maybe if the events is doing well and Zouk is doing well because it's still profitable, and due in part because of what Banquets has been able to do. But the reality is that, talking to other general managers and directors or whatnot, they're telling me that the industry is in a funk. There is a recession. Visitorship is down in Las Vegas. I think it's down this last 6 months up until July 2025. The numbers are in, it's like 7.3%. A year from July last year, it's been 12% drop. And we see clubs like Dre's closing and other venues closing, people getting laid off. Yet, the Banquets team and Zouk group seems to kind of be thriving right now. So now you guys have achieved a great success, and the challenges tend to shift. You're not just trying to get off the ground anymore. You're trying to fly higher. So if you were to tell us, what are the biggest bottlenecks that you faced operationally, and when it comes to administration of booking clients, that is a challenge or a growth hurdle?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's a big hurdle. This industry is tough. There's a lot of competition. This city is tough. There's a lot of hotels. There's a lot of venues. How we differentiate ourselves from the competition is by being a one-stop shop, literally for everything. You want, a week before the event? Oh no, it's going to be 10 degrees cooler. It's going to be a little chilly. Let's get heaters. Oh gosh, we're in a heat. It's going to be hot. It's going to be 110. Let's get some misters in. Let's create like a mister curtain in between Zouk and IU. Oh gosh, you didn't think about a videographer or photographer. We can't let these guests go away without any memories. Let's bring in a drone videographer sizzle reel. We're working on new packages with our marketing teams to be able to recreate this incredible journey that you've just created. You spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on. Why not create a sizzle reel, 3 minute, send it out to your teams a week after your event, get them excited, let them know where you're going next year, and change the theme. And what we're really, really good at is creating these incredible experiential events. So we partner with different organizations in Las Vegas, different DMCs, and we have visions come to life. We did a really cool White Lotus themed event last year. White Lotus is so trendy right now. So blankets and birds of paradise and bead creation booths. So it's all about staying trendy and creating fun things. Like last week, we did a 90s cartoon event almost for a renewable energy company. Think claw machines, arcade machines, mystery tattoo booths. It's fun.
It's fun. It's a fun vibe in there. It's really cool.
Finding.
People forget that they're just there for some corporate event and that they're adults. They start acting like kids.
That's it.
They start acting like kids. That's the idea. I mean, the idea is to kind of like I mean, at work, if we're having fun, it's because we're doing it right. We already prepared everything correctly. We have all the info we need from the pre-shift that we get from you guys. All right, this is the package. This is what we're going to be doing. This is who's going to be here. Look out for these guys. If they have this blue badge, they get whatever they want. Because those are the guys that are throwing the party. But
Exactly.
by the time the party's going, they forget that they're at work or coworkers or anything. They're just having a blast, and they just thank us as they're walking out, and it's like we're kind of like, party's over, and they're getting ushered out slowly, or they're just time to go. They're like thanking us, like, guys, thank you so much. That was awesome. That we had the best time.
And that's why we're here. Honestly, at the end of the day, that is why we're here. The guest experience and the outcome of the event. That's why we've worked so hard to get to this point. And when you get those thank yous, it really warms your heart. It's pretty special. That's why I have a big smile on my face right now. But a
um,
couple more things, and I've got to run. I wanted to talk about, using the same space that you have, but let's just say we have a 4-year contract, right? They're coming here for 4 years using the same space. Let's allow them to enter in through Fuhu restaurant this year. Let's have a pre-reception in Fuhu and IU, and then let's give them a surprise and delight moment, open up the garage doors, pump some fog and some haze out, and give them this surprise and delight moment. So it's all about enticing the guest and changing the experience. So that's at the forefront of our minds, every day when we're booking and planning events. And next, also AI integration. I think AI is very, very important. Like right now, we are running our special event orders through ChatGPT or Copilot, and we are just making it more professional. We're looking not only for errors, but we're using silo spanning and red teaming. So we're really looking, silo spanning, do the client's vision and do our vision align? Red teaming, what are the top 5 things that are going to go wrong that I don't know about? And so this is integration that we're starting to do. And it's really starting to benefit us. Additionally, there's marketing tools out there like AI lead generation systems. So we're just starting to kind of dip our toes in that pot. And it's really, really cool. Like a cool initiative with Resorts World right now is we're doing this group dining initiative where we're getting all the restaurants on the same page so that you can reach out to Resorts World and book a restaurant through one or two people. You don't have to get CC'd in 18 times. Hey, Jackie, let me introduce you to Jerry, who's going to introduce you
yeah,
to Courtney, who's going to introduce you to Jim. It's like, no, just book me. And that's
yeah,
what we're doing. We're making it easy.
all in one stop shop. You know what? I don't know if you hacked my notes here, Dustin, because that was literally my follow-up question. We kind of touched on it before when we were talking about this. And AI integration and optimization is really where it's at right now. And that's what I wanted to ask you, but I guess you kind of already answered it. So when using AI and that sort of thing, there's great success with what's going on so far. So in 12 months from now, what would you define as a success from where we are now to where we would like to be in 12 months? What would that look like? And how do you accomplish it?
I think never take your eye off the ball. That means when you're in sales and events, you're always working. You can say you're on PTO, but you're really not on PTO. You are always having the sales mindset is really important to me. Anytime that you're out at dinner or getting a coffee, give them your business card and pay for the coffee behind you. You never know where that's going to go. And we have this mentality at Resorts World and Zook. Whatever it is, send it to us and we'll take a look. It's like throw a piece of bologna on the wall and see if it sticks. And we've received a lot of positive support by taking these untraditional groups, but being able to offer them an event planning experience to where, the outcome of the event was something they've never achieved before. Like when we hosted esports awards in 2024, or 2023, excuse me.
Is that the gaming?
Incredible. Yeah,
The
e-gaming
gaming?
like Mr. Beast, YouTube, it was outstanding. This live televised, internationally televised event, something that took an entire week to set up. These are things that we like to work with. And these are the things that challenge us and that put us on an international scale. And also inviting people
That's
back.
true.
Like when someone has an event, invite them back for lunch in 3 months instead of saying, hey, when's your next event?
Hmm.
How about, hey, man, how are you? Hey,
And that's a good little nugget here. Gaming, the gaming industry, esports we're just gaming in general. Twitch, everything right now is more revenue than Hollywood and all of music combined right now, which is
that's
wild. So when
exactly
you get
right.
that kind of exposure, that's pretty insane.
Yeah,
Okay, Dustin, I know that you kind of have to take off because you are a very busy man. So thank you again for your time. But I'm going to give you the screen here, and if you like, you can tell us where people can find you if they're interested in getting any events for Zook or for RU or anything that you just mentioned, or your LinkedIn where people can find you and reach out and kind of get anything done.
you got it. Yeah, Dustin.fangman, Executive Director of Sales for Zook Venues at Resorts World. And we can be reached. Gosh, we have a triple seat lead generator. We have a lead generator through Resorts World's private event website. We have a Zook Group private events website. I have a LinkedIn, Dustin Fangman. Gosh, pretty much everywhere. If you want to share them, my
Of course.